stream the action on Twitch or Facebook Live. See the players hold cards and learn their strategies. You can even interact with poker experts like me, Allie McDeal. Best Bet live stream. Watch us play. Hi, I'm Allie McDeal from Best Bet. Join us for a night out with the hottest entertainment in town. Experience three-card poker. Best Bet live stream allows you Pygo and so much more. Best Bet, come play. Tired of this? Take your game to the next level. Come to Best Bet Jacksonville or Best Bet Orange Park. We have a table waiting for you. Come play. Get into the winning spirit at Best Bet Jacksonville. Come for the good times, exciting table games, simulcast wagering, live poker and tournaments, great food, a winning experience, and so much more. Best Bet Jacksonville. Come play. Think you got a great poker face? What's your poker face? Bring it to Best Bet Jacksonville. Come play.
We have always been a top-notch poker operation. We actually are the top producing poker room in the state of Florida. We have added new poker games, our Florida poker games. We have a whole section, we've got 18 tables. We now spread 3-card poker, 2-card poker, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, 1-card poker, and Pygo poker. We have promotions every single day for our players. We give away hundreds of thousands of dollars in high hands. It's a great experience and it attracts a whole different set of customers. Our simulcast is a great race book. It's probably the best one in the state. We fashioned this after a Las Vegas sports book. The difference is we can only bet on the horses and on the dogs and on highlight. And we carry the races from all over the country. Our sushi is undoubtedly the best in the state, and I will say maybe even on the East Coast. Our sushi chef actually learned sushi in Japan. He is unbelievable, Miro, and his team, they are very dedicated and they're just amazing. We have the freshest product. You can't believe that you can get such good sushi in Jacksonville, Florida. We love having the World Poker Tour here. It creates so much excitement, and the $1 million prize pool, the guarantee, that's a big deal here. Our players travel from all over, all of the excitement and energy that comes with this production. This is our flagship production each year. What sets us apart is our team. We have years of experience between us. We concentrate on guest services, we concentrate on consistency, we value our players, our people care about their jobs, and we are very particular that we do things the correct way.
Play fun, exciting poker at clubwpt.com today.
Allie, we've got a fun event going on tonight. Tell me about this promotion.
Yeah, so this is a great opportunity for somebody to win a satellite seat into the $5,000 buy-in main event. What we do is we give 6 people, 6 lucky winners, the opportunity to play with the Royal Flush crew. It's a great way for them to get in for absolutely nothing.
Tell us a little bit about how exactly you won your seat here.
Well, I answered the question right for Facebook that Mike Sexton was the 2009 inductee into the World Series Hall of Fame and a bounty here today. A day later, I got the ding on Facebook that said, "You win."
Okay, I've got Johnny Cash here. Real name?
Johnny Cash, all my life.
Ooh. Tell me about your journey getting your seat at this bounty tournament.
Well, I just So I called the radio show and I got in. So it was quite a challenge, but I made it.
I'm pretty stoked. I can't wait. Been waiting a couple of weeks. Been holding this ticket for a while. So ready.
Have you ever played in a WPT main event before?
A few of them. So I've cashed a few. So that's it.
I'm a local player here, so it would be very fun and interesting to take on some of the professionals and see where my skill level lies with them.
Play fun, exciting poker at clubwpt.com today.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Best Bet Live. My name's Wes. Tonight we're bringing you a 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Deep game. That's a $1,500 max buy-in. We're going to join action here in just a second when they get started. Thanks for tuning in here on Facebook, Twitch, and we are starting back up on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, thanks for joining us. Be sure to like and follow, share if you like what you see, so you can be aware of any future live streams that we have that we put out there. Should be starting in just a second. They've got some housekeeping they're getting out of the way. A lot of people starting $1,500 tonight, actually. Go ahead and get a, as soon as we get started, I can get a chip count up for you. But we got Yancey in the 1 seat, Scott in the 2 seat. 3 seat is Andy. Ricky's in the 4 seat. Paul in the 5 seat. Brian in the 6 seat. Trey is in the 7 seat. Eric in the 8 seat. And we will be getting a player in the 9 seat in just a little bit. A couple new faces. And quite a few familiar faces here for our live stream. Hopefully we got some good action in store for you guys. Again, thanks for tuning in here at Best Bet Live, streaming out of Jacksonville, Florida, 201 Monument Road. If you're in the neighborhood, come pay us a visit. Come watch live. We got a little bar set up along the stage here. You can sit and watch without a delay. Also play for our high hand tonight. We're giving away $400 every 30 minutes from 8 till midnight. This table is jackpot eligible. Could see a high hand, could see a bad beat. Bad beat up to about $440,000 right now. Here we go. First hand of the night, Trey in the small blind with Ace King. Ricky started out the action raising to $30 with Jack 10 suited. Nice hand. Trey's getting the 3-bet in. First hand of the night. Get a feel for the table. Trey is one of the newcomers here. Best Bet Live. Ricky calls, heads up to the flop.
I'm actively rooting against Ricky right now.
Does not help anybody out. Trey checks it though. Ricky checks behind. 8 on the turn. Now Trey elects to bet. I think it's going to get much out of Ricky. Might have gotten a call out of him with a C-bet on the flop. But first pot goes to Trey with Ace-King offsuit. Kick things off tonight.
Yeah. I think I made like 150, 135. Here comes it now.
Main game.
Yeah,
main game. Main game.
C2 straddles.
Come on. You know you want to play. Let's go.
Ricky picking up Queen Jack, second hand, raises to $50. Brian on the cutoff, suited Ace Jack. And Trey following up that first hand. He's got pocket kings on the button, the second hand. Getting a 3-bet together. 165. Ricky lays it down. Brian, he also lays it down, respecting the 3-bet here. Trey starting out pretty strong here. Ace King, pocket kings. See if he can keep it up. Just wrapping up the Card Player Poker Tour. Yesterday we had the main event stream, the final table streaming here on Best Bet Live. $1,100 buy-in, $200,000 guarantee. We ended up with over $300,000 in the prize pool. First place paying out $62,000. Want to watch that? You can still catch it on our Facebook page. Go to our Twitch page. It's on YouTube as well. You can watch all that final table action there. We had really good action throughout the whole Card Player Poker Tour. From the first event all the way through the main event yesterday. Cash games were pretty lit as well. We always do well around here when we get these poker tours coming in. Card Player is no exception.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a 2-5 no limit hold'em deep game, $300 to $1,500 buy-ins. Normally, normally we don't do straddle on the button in games that aren't time raked, but make the exception here for the live stream. So you will see some button straddles here, a little out of the norm for those cash games here at Jacksonville. Yeah, I did hear a couple people talk about the distribution for the payouts in that main event, but that's how a Card Player sets it up. Andy here under the gun picks up pocket tens. I believe it was straddled. Paul, though, with pocket kings, gets a 4-bet in.
How much more? 2 folds. 515 total. I'm in for 1. Yeah, so you're for 160. Oh, okay. How much more are you? Count it out. You got another red too.
Andy here, one of the newcomers to the stream. I will say this, he showed up expecting to play the 5-10-25 game, so he might give us some pretty good action tonight. We'll see. Pocket 10s pre-flop's good hand. So after calling the 4-bet, he does have an overpair to the board. He checks at the Paul. It's the continuation all in. Asked if we would run it once or twice. We can only run it once here on these on the games like this. So we'll see how the run out goes after he makes the call. Does not improve. The kings are good. Paul doubles up through Andy here. We do allow you to run it multiple times on time rate games. You will see that. You'll probably see a few of those Thursday night. We have our 5-10-25 no limit hold'em game. Probably the biggest game we get regularly here on the live stream. Tens against kings early on.
Like maybe 1,000 more. Thank you.
Let's take a look at the chip stack here. Andy is adding on 1,000 more, so he will be at 1,500. Paul, after that, sitting pretty. It's already up $1,000 for the night. Everybody else starting out mostly got a couple $1,500 buy-ins. A few people bought in for under 1,000. But the night is young. Looking forward to some good action here, especially with the 3 seed here already stuck. He wasn't very happy when he showed up. It was only a 2-5 game, so I expect big things out of this guy. Again, we are back on YouTube, so you will be able to go log onto YouTube and watch our past streams there if you choose to. Just go look for Best Bet Live, one word, on YouTube, and you will see. Right now we've got the final table for the Card Player Poker Tour main event, the most recent on there. You can check that out.
Did you start with us last week, Ricky? I know you came in a little later, right? And same thing happened last week.
Wasn't I just a small blind?
Second hand of the night, or it's a double up, all in.
No, Bud's school, I was a small blind.
I could have sworn it too much shipping.
You a big one.
Oh, it wasn't me, of course.
Yeah.
Trey picking up pocket sixes, raises to $65. Over to Scott on the button with pocket tens. He flats. Looks like it's just going to be heads up here to the flop. Sixes versus tens. Trey flopping a full house. Let's see how he elects to play this out. He checks. Scott checks right behind. King comes on the turn. Trey leads out, gets Scott to fold. Missed a bet there on the flop. Scott's probably going to call with an overpair to the board. King scares him off. Trey takes down another one. Running good so far. The early stages of this live stream. Again, if you're just joining us, thank you for tuning in. Got a 2-5 no limit hold'em deep game. $1,500 max buy-in. This table is jackpot eligible. Could see a high hand tonight. High hand tonight from 8 till midnight. We're going to be giving away $400 every 30 minutes. Could also hit that bad beat, just over $439,000. We're picking up some big hands so early on. So we got Eric raising to $40 with pocket tens. Ricky with pocket kings, 3 bets to $150. Action back to Eric. Those Ricky's pretty aggressive, one of the more aggressive players on the table. He's going to give him some action here. William, though, stuck in the middle. King, queen off.
Classic matchup.
Heads up action.
Thanks. I would expect you to shove on 80.
Ooh. Eric hits the 10 on the flop for the set. Ricky with the overpair. $100. Over to Eric. I promise you, these we aren't stacking the deck here. We're just getting lucky with some big hands early. Eric raises to $400. Ricky elects to just flat here. See a turn. Biggest pot of the night so far, $1,200 in there. 9 on the turn. Ricky picks up the straight draw to go with his overpair. He checks to Eric. Trying to figure out what to put Ricky on. He was 3-bet pre-flop. So Eric bets about half the pot here, $700. Almost Ricky's entire stack. So we're looking at an all-in or fold here by Ricky. Or just a call, okay. I mean, you might as well jam it here in this spot. With what you have left.
What do you have, Ricky? You have queen? I don't want to tell you that yet. I'm not so hard.
Ooh, the spade hits on the river. Too bad Ricky doesn't have anything to get Eric off his hand.
Hey, king, queen, man.
Moves all ends, and of course, Eric makes the call. Not much.
I thought he had a set of jacks.
Ricky didn't have much to scare him off. And I'm sure Eric didn't like the spade, but he likes the results. Ricky reaching for his pocket, got to buy back in. Got some really good action so far tonight.
He saved you a lot. He'll save you for 600. Man, that king. He had I had king, queen.
We got him on 1400.
14?
It's a 14 1500.
If I'd have bought some more cash out, I'd have made that call. I didn't bring no more cash out.
I got someone that can break that.
Eric can break it down. Oh, yeah. Eric. What's up, brother? Yeah. What do you want, Rick? 5 and 5. Give me a 1 red and 5 and 5. 4 and 5.
For that hand, Eric up almost $1,500 since we started. Big hands thus far. Paul's up over 1,000. Eric's up almost 1,500. Buckle in, boys.
Slow play, man. No, you played it perfect.
Too aggravating.
Yeah, you know, this poker. I know.
There's no hot hand or you want to just chop.
I always chop.
I
always chop, but if you want to play
it, no, if there's no high hand, what's the point?
I chop it.
Can ace of spades
Give him a chance for a high hand.
Ace of spades?
Take a flop.
No.
See what happens. This is time rate, right?
Nah, we're dropping for bad beat and all that shit.
Okay, yeah, what is it? Spade care, right?
400,000.
That will work.
I mean, I like time rate better off.
Yeah, that will work.
It's stupid to play time rate right now.
Never. I wouldn't mind a bad beat here. It'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, but the bad beat don't give you $500,000.
Hey, Straddle.
Yeah.
It was dealt at my table during the tournament last Tuesday. In the tournament. I'm in the 5 seed. I got a real good look at it.
Like 5, 10, 25.
This is pretty gross.
But the bad beat don't be 500,000.
40.
Anybody playing anything less
Two
than
raises.
this is nothing.
Lady made a king high straight on the turn, give a guy a set of jacks. River's a jack of clubs.
Scott here picking up ace jack offsuit, raises to $40. Gets a call out of Paul on the button with king 9 of diamonds. Eric with pocket sixes. 3 players going to the flop here.
I mean, that's a little different look.
2 hearts and a pair of sevens on the flop. Scott gets the C-bet in there, $75. Over to Eric.
You can't get it playing 10, 25, I bet you that.
He lets it go. Scott takes it down.
The dealer, when she dealt it.
Carpet Poker Tour has wrapped up, so things here, Best Bet Jacksonville slowing down just a little bit. Finish out the month, all our regular tournaments are back in play, including our Friday night, 7 o'clock, $240 black chip bounty tournament. Really good tournament, $100 bounty every time you knock somebody out. 15,000 in chips, 20-minute levels. It's going to be every Friday night this month at 7 o'clock.
That was my part right here.
But over at OP, the 24th through the 26th, they've got their deep stack 30K guarantee. Got 4 flights into that, the 24th and the 25th, Friday and Saturday, noon and 7. With day 2 action starting at noon on the 26th. For more information on that tournament and all of our other tournaments and promotions, visit our website, bestbetjacks.com. Pre-flop action here. Andy picking up pocket kings. Raises to 35, gets calls out of Ricky and Paul. Looking very strong. Surprisingly, a jack hits the flop. Ricky and Paul both have jacks. Not good for them. It is not allowed. I had just looked away from the screen. Have to make sure that doesn't happen again. That's very highly frowned upon, vaping in the room. 7 of diamonds on the turn. And a bet gets Ricky and Paul to fold, and he takes it down on the turn.
You want automatic straddle?
Yes.
I love it, man.
Say less.
Everybody's doing it?
Nah, probably. I am.
Okay, no, if everybody's doing it, I'm doing it.
Ricky's gonna do it. This
Who's
guy's
doing it? Who's not doing it? How's that?
I straddle this randomly.
I got no problem as long as everybody does it. I'd actually come off the
randomly. It's not like
All right, so you're not going to lock yourself in?
He's back. Yeah, he's good.
All right, that's fine.
All right, we got a C2 straddle. We were talking about it. Folds. 4 folds. 5 folds. 6 folds. One bet's 110.
Rejoining action here, we got Yancey with Pocket Kings, who did 3-bet pre-flop to $90. Trey's in there with Ace Queen. Of course, with those Pocket Kings, a lot of people call them ace magnets. That ace hits on the flop. Yancey let out, facing a raise by Trey. Got to raise some alarms there. He's looking at an ace at the very least. Got to see a fold here, I'd imagine. Does have the King of Diamonds as a blocker for any kind of flush draw that Trey might be betting. But then again, you see that ace. Got to feel pretty defeated when somebody raises you, and he lets it go.
Reserve.
For some reason, I'm thinking this is 510. I don't know why. That's why I put $10 in.
We can make it 510.
Let's do it.
Say
I'm
less.
not a good 2-5. Just too loose.
Hey, Jack. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for your commentary yesterday. A lot of fun to watch that.
4 raises. 4.
The final table of that Card Player
So, I mean, I
Poker
just moved
Tour
here last week.
main event.
And John O'Neill texted me and he says, you want to play.
Missing out on this game. There's already some very good action tonight.
Somebody says you want to play. Doesn't that mean like tonight?
Yeah, that's what I would assume. Yeah.
I said, what's the stakes? He said 10, 5, 10, 25. I'm like,
That's
I'm in.
Thursday.
I know shit.
Yeah.
I know that now.
Gotta get in there, man. It's gonna be a good game too.
Yeah, John used to come to Tampa.
2 checks. 4 checks.
Checks over to William here on the button with the open-ended straight draw. Betting on the come.
9 bets 80.
If he gets any action here, Ricky might call with a pair, middle pair. Oh, well, if you're in the room, get on the list there, Jack. This is the game to play today.
4 checks.
Jack of clubs on the turn. Ricky checks again. I don't know if that slows William down or not. Looks like it's not slowing him down.
Bets 125.
He's played with Ricky quite a bit. I imagine at some point Ricky would be betting his hand if he had something. At least that's what he must be thinking. Here comes that raise. Williams snaps him off here with the open-ended straight draw. And the paired board.
4 checks.
William hits his straight on the river.
Another one. Yes, ma'am.
Does not get paid off.
I don't have a jack. I can do this. You see it on TV though. That was a good bet. It almost worked. I promise it.
You ever said? You never told me. What are you talking about?
I know. I said almost. Dang.
4 straddle.
I knew he was gonna raise it.
Fold. 6 raises. 25. 7 folds.
We have Brian here raising ace queen to 25. Williams in with jack 10. Andy in the big blind with a suited ace makes the call. And Ricky, who straddled, he defends the straddle here. King 4 off. 4 players to the flop. Nine, 7-7. Pretty dry board for everybody. That bet by Williams probably going to take it down. Nobody has anything to call. Again, like I said, a lot of action so far tonight.
What's gonna happen? I both got you.
Eric's up 1,400 early. Paul's up almost 1,000.
I don't know how you folded $100.
Yeah, no, but
Ricky already stuck 2K. First 30 minutes or so of this game. Again, if you're just tuning in, we are streaming a 2-5 no limit hold'em deep game, $1,500 max buy-in out of Jacksonville, Florida, 201 Monument Road. Come on down and pay us a visit.
I actually thought you hit the river for a second. I was like, why would you just call it 700 and keep 100 back?
Paul's got a pocket pair under the gun. He flats. Trey behind him with ace king offsuit raises to 65. Scott's on the button with king jack suited, getting a call together.
Oh, sorry. 2 calls, 3 calls, 4 calls, 5 calls.
Paul makes the call with pocket 4s.
Check down.
Not a fan of checking dark, but that's what Paul likes to do here. He's up the best hand right now with his pair. Trey getting the C-bet together.
7 is 90.
Got 65 pre-flop, $90 on the flop.
2 calls.
Scott making the call here on the button with king jack. Backdoor flush draw. Not sure what he's putting Trey on. His flush hopes are still alive. Deuce of spades on the turn. Trey checks. Scott elects to put the pressure onto Trey, betting $225. Trey has the straight draw here, looking for a 4. And his ace high is good. See what the river brings us. Ooh, Trey of diamonds. We got trips. And Trey checks. Scott sensing the weakness there, moves all in. I don't know if Trey can get away from this. Value, got some really good value here. Scott only moving in for 345. Oh, maybe a little more than that.
345.
Oh, there we go. They actually had an accurate count there. That's surprising. That was about a third of the pot. Trey does lay it down. Great betting by Scott here. Build up a pot and take it down on the river.
That's good for the game. He's either got something or he's got mistakes.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Good action tonight. I'm liking this. Hopefully it stays this strong throughout the stream.
Go back to my hole for a while.
Yeah, it's like, that's weird. And the river, like, if you have like 9, just whatever.
I was like, don't.
Again, at the end of the month, Orange Park is having their $200 buy-in, 30,000 guaranteed deep stack event. Flight 1 through 4 is going to be Friday and Saturday, the 24th and the 25th at noon and 7 both days. We're going to start out with 15,000 in chips, 30-minute levels. Again, that's a $200 buy-in. If you make it to day 2, levels go up to 40 minutes. You usually get a really good showing for that. Again, that's over at Orange Park.
Check there.
Trey going up against Paul here. Trey has the club draw on the flop. Ace queen up against ace king. He hits a queen on the turn. Paul checks. See if Trey can get anything out of Paul here. On 25. Again, about half the pot. It's good enough to get Paul to fold. Yeah, I definitely think that, I mean, Trey missed out on the value there, but, you know, you're looking at trips on the board. Guy's been betting, staying along with you the whole time. If you put him on a boat, you put him on a boat, and you don't want to give him any more. Can't fault him for folding there. Fairly certain at this point, though, his buddies, he's got a fan club here on Facebook, at least. They're letting him know what happened there. Might see some, might see his play change up a little bit as the game goes on.
8 raises, 30. 9 folds, 2 folds.
Well, yeah. Looks like we got at least one person who's going to let him know it was a bad fold. In the Twitch chat here. Paco's Tacos. Action here. Andy picking up pocket aces, 3 bets. Gets Ricky and Eric both to call.
Check.
And Ricky with 7-6. Still, Eric finds a way to spike the case 7 on the flop. Set of 7s for Ricky. I'm sorry, Eric. And Andy with an overpair. He's betting out.
Come on.
Ooh, boy. We got a raise to 400, all in by Andy. And, yeah, Ricky's going to let that go.
Whatever you want.
Twice. No, I don't.
Oh, only once, guys.
I got ace.
Just make sure you know that. We're only running it once. Oh, my goodness.
You need 5 times.
Wow.
God.
Wow.
I thought it was 6, 7. Say it twice.
Wow. Eric flops the set. The ace comes on the turn for Andy.
How much is 5? If it's 5, no.
So you can't run it twice, just need some time?
Yeah, again, only run it twice or more when we are on a time-rate game. Unfortunately, for Eric, this is not a time-rate game.
15, 20.
Ooh.
Cooler me than you get cooler.
One thing about me is my
After that updated chip count, Andy's sitting on 3,500.
He is encouraged to gamble.
I like this. Normally action starts out pretty slow in these games, but we are running right out of the gate.
Why would you want to deal with this game?
Thanks, Charles.
We can tip you.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I thought he asked, did he?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you
You're allowed. You're allowed.
definitely allowed to tip. Yeah, I'm like,
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
he thought you said,
I thought you said, did you? Yeah, thank you.
No, I didn't.
yeah.
9 raises 15. 3 folds, 4 folds. 5 folds. 6 folds. 7 folds. 3 folds.
Check. Check.
8 checks, 9 checks. Best 35.
Yeah, let's say if you call out. Even if low down. Check.
8 checks. That's 65.
So we have one more chance for you to win a seat into the 2019 World Series of Poker main event. We've already had 2 of those mega satellites at our Regency location. Best Bet Orange Park is having a mega satellite next month. That's going to be on June 16th. $590 buy-in, $60 rebuys.
2 beers. That's all I'm having.
Next, you heard you talking about it.
Oh, this is
9 calls.
Now, I'm not really, they haven't given me a sheet for that. I assume it's going to be like the ones we had here in Jacksonville, 5-seat guarantee. Don't hold me to that.
Oh, big time. That should be a positive.
I do agree. It's a little, I mean, I'm not going to sit there on my phone while I play a game. These guys are missing out on a lot of information by doing that, but it's just the age we're in now.
She stays. My wife doesn't care what I do.
I don't need her. I don't need her watching me play.
Oh shit! You better win some money.
My wife's like bad juju. She texts me and says, "Hey, this is what's going on." She never bothers me.
I used to try and play during the weekdays. We had a game in hand, and it didn't work because I would try. And there's always problems. And I'm sitting there, and it sucks. It really does go through you when you get into cards. I do feel like that. For an extent, you could be if you.
Hey, the box is he flops me upset and you turn it anxious.
I didn't know I needed it.
No.
I didn't even think I needed the.
Yeah, you feature it.
Yeah, I thought aces were good on that board actually. I had a 7 too, and I was like, let's see a top.
Did you think I needed an ace?
No,
I didn't thought it either.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, man.
Who flopped?
What are you gonna do?
There.
I
Eric, you
don't-
had the set?
Yeah, I flop middle
Yeah, I
set
walked
again.
away. Yeah, I got you.
all the money in.
Yeah.
It's just I don't ever run that good to like flop 2 sets.
I don't.
consecutively.
This.
I was about to say, you flopped another set.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it is.
Running good. Eric.
I played in a crazy game back in
So you blocked an ace too?
Thanks for telling me.
Okay, thanks, Jack.
Everybody hit the table.
So, according to Jack via Johnny, not a 5-seat guaranteed. Although I'm going to say this, I wouldn't be surprised if you get there merely because all the dealers here are going to be able to go play in it over there. and I work with some gamblers, that's for sure, here at the Regency location. So don't be surprised if you see some of the friendly neighborhood poker dealers playing in that satellite into the World Series of Poker main event.
One time?
But thanks for the info, Jack. I appreciate it.
I don't know how many places.
I just posted the upcoming live stream schedule. Next game is going to be on Thursday.
I should have shoved earlier.
Again, Andy thought he was showing up for that game. That's going to be a 5, 10, 25 no-limit hold'em game. One of our bigger action games here on Best Bet Live. 2-2 no-limit hold'em deep next week. 2-5 deep game. And then on the 28th, we've got the 1530 limit Omaha.
3 folding. 4 makes it 50. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 fold. 1 folds.
Interesting hand here, Scott, with pocket aces. He limped that straddle. He's hoping somebody does some raising for him. Ricky did so. Raises to 50 with 7-6. Surprised Ricky calls that 3-bet there. He hits his 7.
2 makes it 350. 4 folds.
Just 2 aces.
Scott bets the pot, gets Ricky to fold there.
Not you. Fable's giving him.
Everybody got kings and one with me. Now he doesn't.
I got. They probably got single. I got king. I got ace.
A lot of pocket pairs so far on the stream.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate it. Something to talk about, something to watch. Don't know if the guys on the losing end of all of them like it too much.
Two folds. 3 makes it 35. 4 folds. 5 folds. 6 folds. 7 folds. Call 8. Call 9. And call 1. 3 folds. Check 1.
Yeah, it's just a regular cash game. Tacos, they can leave whenever they want. Walk away from the table and whatnot. I mean, we'd like them to stay as long as they can, but we do. Anybody can walk in off the street and get on the list for this game as well. So, I mean, I haven't stepped out to look, but I assume we have a list waiting to play in this game right now. So if somebody likes to leave, we're probably going to fill that seat pretty quick.
$4,500 in one. And I always lie to her. She told the neighbor lady one day, he's got a formula.
But it's pretty, everything's pretty much the same here on the live stream. Same as all the other cash games that they play at. The only difference being we ask them not to watch the live stream while they're playing. I don't know. Do you want your buddy to hit and run? Do you think he can
I'll give her all the money when I go home. I'll just go to the bank, take out more.
recover from that bad river fold?
8 raises to 115. 9 folds.
She's like, I want half my winnings. I said, you take half the
Got
loss.
Eric 3-betting here pre-flop with ace-9 of clubs. Andy, the initial raiser with queen-jack. Nancy's in with king-queen. And he's in 3 players.
3 players. Check 1. Check 3.
King hits on the flop for Yancey, but they check around to Eric. It's a 3-bet, the C-bet in, $210. Very interesting hand here. Yancey raising 500, looks like. That gets Andy to fold his open-ended straight draw, putting the pressure back onto Eric. I think he's going to get a fold in here.
Is that annoying? I just got this one. Is that annoying you? I don't want to. Nah, I don't want to.
Over. One good. And so it appears that the 5 seat is sitting on and we're going to straddle on the 4. And you wanted to add 400? 5. So we're going to add 500 to the 8s as well. All right, seat 6 makes it 30. Ball 7.
We have Brian raising here, King Jack of clubs to $30. Trey makes the call right behind. Eric with Ace King offsuit puts the 3-bet in, $175.
3 folds and 4. 6 folds.
Everybody folds back to Trey. Sorry, there's a 4-bet. Ooh.
C8 adds 500.
Is the button at 2 or 3?
The button is in the 2.
Just flat.
Just joining us, thanks for tuning in. Best Bet Live, streaming out of Jacksonville, Florida, 201 Monument Road. Tonight we're bringing you a 2-5 No Limit Hold'em Deep game, $1,500 max buy-in. It is jackpot eligible. We got the high hand starting at 8 o'clock, going through midnight. It's going to be $400 every 30 minutes. You have the bad beat at about 440K. Maybe those could get hit on this table tonight. Look at this hand. Brian picking up pocket jacks. Ricky 3-bets with Ace King. Brian shoves on top. About 300 more. All in. Ricky has to know Brian's probably one of the tighter players at the table. Both of them regulars here in Jacksonville. Sure they've played with each other. Ricky's hoping he's got overcards, live overcards. Makes the call. Let's see how it runs out. Brian's pocket jacks stand strong. He gets the double up through Ricky. Ricky just can't catch a break so far tonight on this live stream. Down almost $3,000 since we started.
Do they commentate this? Can someone's commentating this?
Yes.
I wouldn't go that far. I guess I'm a commentator. Not that great, but I am back here.
Six folds. 7 makes it 25. Call 8. 2 calls. 3 folds. 4 folds. 5 folds. 5 players. And we are going to have to check in the court. 5 checks. 7 checks. 8 checks. 1 checks.
75.
2 bets, 75. 5 folds. 7 folds. Call 8. Fold 1. Heads up. Check 8. 2 bets, 125.
Your name is Carla? Your waitress? Carla?
Call 8.
Have my free drink. I would like a shot of Brewers neat and just some plain water back, no ice. Thank you.
Just the regular peanuts. Salt.
Okay.
Yeah, not the like sweet ones. Just regular bag. Thank you.
You're good.
And we have a call from the 2. Shows Jack. And ace Jack. And this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day when this was first opened, we used to call that no fold and hold 'em.
No fold and hold 'em?
That's what we called it 7 years ago. When this one first opened. That went on for about,
Yeah, when you
when nobody was playing.
Yeah, so start the 4C at 15.
It was the greatest year ever.
And then 9 back.
Literally, there's never been a year in the history of the world that it You had to be here. If you weren't here, it wasn't that good. Yeah. But it was a great year.
7 folds, 8 folds. 9 calls. 1 folds, 2 folds.
Who's that?
A call.
How do I not get a fold there?
40. We got a raise to 40 from the 3. 4 folds. 5 calls. 6 folds. And 9. Heads up.
7 years ago, you were probably in what?
Check in the 5s.
9th grade?
No, I'll be 27.
Oh, so.
How many, 2?
There are 2.
7 years ago.
I should just start playing
45
years.
45 is the bet finished. 3 deep.
You started playing just a year ago?
Yeah.
Call 5.
I said playing
5 checks.
105.
105 is the bet in 3.
105. You're too young.
You're good.
You're too young to
And
play
fold.
unless you were playing underage.
One bit.
When did you decide to start playing poker?
Actually, I had a buddy who brought me to this bar in Gainesville and had like poker
leagues.
Yeah.
Yep.
And started playing that. Eric, how much did you 5. Of course, it was during the series around poker season and whatnot. So watched it on TV and just fell in love with it.
It's weird that somebody would come to the game at that age.
Oh yeah.
Without having.
Yeah. 2 folds.
Play Johnny Allen.
35.
Yeah.
3 makes it 35.
Yeah.
4 folds.
Oh, my bad, sorry.
5 folds. 6 folds.
So different from
We have a
Marley,
raise
isn't
from
it?
7, 115, 8 folds. And you are facing back. 115 total. Call from the 3. Heads up. Seven checks. 3 checks. Seven bets, 125, and 3 folds. 1 bid. So my 8th seat is not here. Set them out for, let's see what the blinds move to the right.
He's coming back. He's right there behind you.
Oh, it's coming back now. Thank you. False one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hold on 1 second. Can you chop this for me?
9 folds, 1 folds, 2 folds.
35.
3 makes it 35. Call from the 4. 35.
You get a
Call 5, fold 6, fold 7. And call 8. 4 times. Check 8.
$55.
3 bets, 55. Call 4, fold 5. And call 8. Three pairs. Check 8. Check 3. $200 is the bet from 4 seat. 8 fold. Call 3. Heads up. Check 3.
You got a plus?
4.
You're good.
Maybe I said I need to call him.
I'm good. Thank you.
That's it.
One folds, 2 folds, 3 folds, 4 folds, 5 folds, 6 folds. 7 makes it 15. 8 folds. Call on the 9. Heads up. Check 9. 25 is the bet from the 7. And call 9. There it is. Call 7.
All right, joining the action here again. Trey rivering the flush. He bets at $70. Williams thinking about making the call here with bottom pair. He does lay it down. And Trey, the crowd favorite, stacking up some chips. I did just step out of the booth for a minute. I noticed there is not a list for this game, so if you are in the neighborhood, come on down, get on that list. Try to join this action. 201 Monument Road. And this is a 2-5, a no limit hold'em deep game, $300 to $1,500 buy-in.
3 folds, 4 folds, 5 folds, 6 folds, 7 folds, 40, 28, fold 9.
Eric here, 3-betting the button, 7-5 off. Yeah, you might want to join this game if you're in the area. Play like this. Yancey and Scott call, 3 players to the flop. For Trey.
1 checks, 2 checks.
After pre-flop raise, Eric got a gutter ball, and after Yancey and Scott both check, he gets the C-bet in, gets them to fold, and takes it down. 7 high.
Raise to 30, 24, fold 5, fold 6, fold 7, and 8, fold 9. Call from the 1. Call 2. 3 players. 1 checks, 2 checks, both checks. 1 bets 100. 2 folds, 4 folds. Looking good. Thank you. Where you can get in. Four folds. 5 folds. 6 folds. 7 folds. 8 folds. 1 folds. We have a raise to 25 here too. Call 3 and call 7. 3 players. Two bets 55. Call 3. Hold 7. Heads up. 2 bets 7.
Scott here betting his ace on that turn.
3 raises.
Andy right behind with the flush draw raises. $210. Scott's kicker not too great. And he doesn't have a diamond. Might be a big enough bet to get Scott to fold here. Or not. He makes the call. Deuce clubs is a blank. Scott checks. See if Andy can bet his way into a winner here with Jack high. Puts 500 in.
3 bets 500.
Scott's got a weak ace, a lot of cards out there. Make up a straight. This is the battle of the blinds here. He's getting a call together. Makes the call. He's gonna like that. And he can't even turn it over.
I'm good. Thank you.
1400.
Did you? You put me right on that hand?
Yeah, I was like, all right, break. Or ace 5 and turn over.
Let's join.
Small bouncer. 5 folds. 6 folds. 7 folds. 30 is the bet and 8. 1 folds. Call 2. Fold 3 and 4. Heads up. Check 8. Check 2. Check 8 and check 2. Check
Queen
8
high.
and check 2. Face down. I'm good. Big one. Six folds. Seven makes it 20. 8 folds. Call 1. Call 2.
We got Trey here raising 10-8 of clubs, $20. Good calls out of Yancey, Scott, and Andy. See how this hand plays out.
Where would you look? Check 8. Check 9.
Scott with the mystery hand, not sure what he has here.
That's 50.
But he's gonna bet it. Sometimes the sensors aren't picking up the cards. They are RFID chips inside the cards. No hole cams here. A bet by Scott takes down the flop.
Thank you.
High hand is just underway here. Going through midnight every 30 minutes. We're giving away $400 to the high hand in the room. This table is jackpot eligible. Also tomorrow from 10 to noon, 2 to 5, and 8 to midnight, $200 to the high hand winner, plus everybody else dealt into the hand is going to get $100. $200, $100 table share. It's every hour during those time slots. And actually this weekend, the 18th, from 10 to noon, 2 to 6, and 8 to 1, every hour. It's a $500 high hand plus $100 table share. That is going to be a popular one. Be sure to show up early for those to get a seat. For the most part, there's not really a qualifier for these hands. With the amount of tables we get, it's usually going to be at least a full house, especially when it's every 30 minutes. Now, when the high hands are when they're like every 15 minutes or whatnot, sometimes people get in there with a straight or a flush, depending on how quick the turnaround is for those high hands. But usually, for things like this, 30 minutes and above, it's going to be at least a full house to get that high hand. Unless the promotion says otherwise, pretty much anything can win high hand. As long as both hole cards play and there's $10 in the pot, good to go. Yeah, for those table share high hands, we're gonna have a whole bunch of players going, whole bunch of people going for those. I would wager it's going to be mostly quads or better for those high hands, just with the amount of the volume of players we're gonna have. Yeah, right now it's quad tens or better for the bad beat. Just under $440,000. Once it gets to $500K, that qualifier goes down to any quads or better get beat.
Call 5, fold 6, fold 7, and call 8, 4 pairs.
Actually slowed down a little bit here on this live stream game.
Check 8, check 1.
Scott betting his pair with the flush draw. Bottom pair, fours with the heart draw. Nobody has anything to call with, so he's going to take down the flop. And if you like what you see, be sure to like us, follow, share for all your friends and family to see. Follow us so that you can be up to date on any time we go live here through Facebook, Twitch, and we'll soon be live on YouTube. You can watch our archive videos on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search Best Bet Live, one word.
Call 2.
And here we got a 3-bet pre-flop with King 9 of diamonds. Scott calls right behind with King 9 of hearts. we're probably just going to see a chop here unless we go running diamonds or hearts.
200 is the bet from the ones.
A couple new players here, a couple of tight players, so I'm not surprised that there's not a mandatory straddle here, Dap. We are getting some. If you like what you see, our next live stream is going to be on Thursday. Be sure to tune in for that. We'll start it probably, anywhere between 6:30 and 7, depending on how long it takes to get the game together. It's a 5, 10, 25, no limit hold'em game. Next week we got a 2-2 game, a 2-5 game, and then we're going to end the month on the 28th with a 15:30 limit Omaha 8 or better. Brian here picking up pocket aces.
6 makes it 25. 7 and 8.
Raises 25, see if he gets any action. One of the tighter players at the table, so we'll see if he can get any more. He's got 2 players called. Going to the flop here, 3-handed. Yancey flopping trip 10s. Check around. Brian checks the flop. Yancey still checking his 10s. Scott here. Let's get a feeler bet in there. 55. Brian calls. Yancey calls. I think he learned what he needed to with that bet. 4 clubs on the river. Does not help. We're checking it down. Yancey's trip 10s are good. He can't get any action. Brian might call a bet there on the river. I don't know if he can put Yancey on 10 since he never bet or raised. Can't let everybody do your betting for you all the time. Yeah, I agree, Jackie. You gotta get a bet in on that river there. Try to get something.
1 makes it 8. 2 folds.
Yeah, that's what Andy was saying. The 3-seat. He thought John O was getting him to come play the 5, 10, 25 game. A little miscommunication. He showed up tonight. That's why doesn't quite fit here. I know they were calling him ATM Andy earlier in the chat. So you can, based on that, pretty sure you can count on seeing John Thursday night for that 10-25, 5-10-25 game. John just coming off that nice run in our Card Player Poker Tour main event, finishing 3rd place, just over 30K. A lot of local players cashing pretty big, so we like to see that. Keeps the money in the room. If you didn't get a chance to see that, you can go back and watch the final table. We featured it here on Best Bet Live. You can go watch it on Facebook, Twitch, or on our YouTube page, Best Bet Live. It's some pretty good commentators for that, too. Thank John H. and thank Jack here for providing that for us.
3 folds. 4 folds. All 7. Heads up.
So right here, Scott raising his button with the suited jack. Trey right behind with king jack makes the call. Heads up to the flop.
2 checks. 7 checks.
Turn is a diamond. Scott picking up the flush draw. He's going to bet it with his pair of 7s. Trey lets it go. Yeah, the way things were shaping up early in that final table, it looked like John going to have his way with everybody. But sometimes the cards have something else in store for us. At least we were able to get that trademark Maurice Hawkins blow up. Those are always fun to watch.
6 folds.
I'm surprised he still sticks with that shtick. Everybody pretty much knows that's his thing.
1 fold, 2 folds, 3 folds, 4 folds. Call 5. Heads up. Good. Check. 5.
Trey with ace queen is going to bet the flop here. Paul with the underpair cannot make the call. Trey takes down another pot. I might be able to find a clip here of that. Give me a minute. I wasn't here yesterday, so I'm not sure. I'd have to do some searching on the computer here, but I can see what I can find. Give me a little bit. Might put it on later.
Seven calls, 8 folds, 1 to 2 fold. 3 makes it 35. Call 4. Call 5. Fold 6. Great Patrick. Call 7. 4 players. 5 is a check. Check 7. Check 3. Check 4. Five bets 50. Fold 7. Call 3 and fold 4. $125 is the bet from 5.
About 40 seconds.
Fold 3. Done good. Thank you.
Yeah, Arlie did handle it really well. He's one of our best tournament directors here. And I mean, you know, again, like I said earlier, for a guy that does this for a living and plays everywhere, he knew what the rule was, and he knew there was nothing wrong with how the chips were stacked there. As far as you know, TDA rules go, he was just doing it to make a show, try to get under somebody's skin, and
3 makes it 55. 4 folds.
didn't really work out for him.
5 calls, 6 folds, 7 folds, 8 folds. Call 1. 3 players. One checks. 3 checks. 5 bets 50. 1 folds. 3 calls. Checks. 5 bets, 125. Check in here. Fold 3. Oh yeah, you gotta check in down there. Thank you.
I'm trying to find the clip here. I should be able to edit it down and replay it for you guys if you want to see it in a little bit. Just give me a little while.
30.
Meanwhile, looking at this hand, Yancey picking up ace-king offsuit. Raises to $30. Scott right behind, snaps him off.
3 folds, 4 folds, 5 folds.
Nobody else has much to call with here. Looking like it's going to be heads up. Eric makes the call, though, of the big blind. 4 deuce of diamonds. Definitely live. And he hits a 4. He checks it, though. Over to Yancey, gets the C bet together. Yeah, they were just talking. We've been talking about a hand yesterday at the Card Player Poker Tour main event that we had streaming here. That little controversy over. Just wanted to watch it again, get that together. Eric turning trip 4s. Gonna lock it up for him. Calling 4 deuce. Defending his big blind pre-flop, looking like it's going to pay off. 2 pair for Yancey, 8s and 4s with an ace. Although I don't, that's kind of a big bet. It's a big over bet by Eric. That's way too big there on the river. Guess you're scared of the 8. I mean, no, I mean, an 8's going to call you. I don't know. That's a weird over bet. I don't like that at all. Very weird. I mean, yeah, you got to put you got to make a nice value bet there on the river. Anything else like that big over bet there, make it seem like a bluff. But anybody who's going to call you is going to have an 8. I mean, hey David, thanks for joining the stream. This is just one of the regular games we do, a 2-5 deep game, $1,500 max buy-in. We stream 2-2, 2-5, 5-10. We like to have a nice variety here, people to watch, and we like to stream games that people can relate to and say, hey, I can go in and play that game right there. You can get an ace to call. Again, he way overbet the pot on the river, so I don't know how many aces are going to call there. Such an overbet. I mean, it was almost double the pot at the time, if I remember correctly.
Straddle on the 2.
No, we just take that. Oh, gosh.
3 folds, 4 folds. 5 folds.
Oh, I thought he bet 500. I guess it's not that big of an overbet. Trying to do 2 things at once. Sorry, guys.
Raise to 80 from 8. 9 folds, 1 folds, 2 folds. And the 6 folds.
Brian playing pretty tight. He raised it with pocket sevens. Eric went over the top and he lets it go. No, that's fair. I was just glancing out of the. I didn't see how much exactly it was. It looked like a bigger bet than 400 at the time. So.
Three betting a hand like that in that spot. I don't think it would have worked there, but it.
I wouldn't have minded a fold, to be honest.
7 makes it 15, 8 folds, 9 calls, 1 calls, 2 calls, 4 players. One bet's 50.
Yeah. What?
Three betting it.
2 folds, 7 folds, 9 folds.
Personal opinion.
Very good. Thank you. Straddle on the floor. Folds. 6 folds. 7 makes 30. 8 and 9 folds. 1 folds. 2 folds. 3 folds. Call 4. Heads up.
Here's my $2. Put me in. All right, fold it. Can you do that? Wait a bit. Not allowed?
4 checks. No. 45 is the bet from 7. Call 4. Check 4. Check 7. $75 is the bet from 4. Call 7.
Well, I come from a different perspective. I'm colorblind.
Oh, okay.
And it is a pain in the butt when you get into certain tournaments where the chips just are very close together where colorblind.
Sorry. Wrong blue shirt. Thanks.
Folds, small ones. 6 folds, 7 folds, 8 folds, 9 calls, 1 fold, 2 makes it 25. Fold 3, fold 4, and fold 9.
Royal draw. Really told me. Like, he was I was like, they both don't have kings.
Sorry about that, guys.
I'm not sure. I think it lights up orange, I believe. So when you back out of it, you'll see that it's gray, I believe. If it doesn't work the first time, you can always just go back and hit the button again. 6 folds, 7 folds. 30 is the bet for me. Fold. I call. Call 2. Call 3. Fold 4. Fold 5. 3 play.
Yeah, it's a long one, but at the very least, I'll have it edited. Maybe they can play it on the radio show tomorrow.
Check.
Although,
Check 2.
probably can't get away with that. I wouldn't be surprised if some expletives there.
Call 8. Fold 2. Heads up.
The hand's about 7.5 minutes long, so if it slows down a little bit later in the stream, I might play that for you guys to see.
Call from the 8. Check 8. $275 is the bet from the 3.
That might be sized well enough to get Eric to call here with top pair. Eric's stuck in the game a little bit.
Call 8.
And he does. Eric makes the call. You're going to see Andy's set of trays. Eric's top pair, no good.
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Good.
Yeah, Brian's up.
Again, if you're just tuning in, thank you for joining us here. Best Bet Live, streaming a 2-5 no-limit hold'em deep game, $1,500 max buy-in. Started out with some big action beginning of the night. Things slow down a little bit. Cards are running a little dry. Still got quite a bit of poker in front of us to go. Streaming on a 15-minute delay out of Jacksonville, Florida. 201 Monument Road. If you're in the neighborhood, come pay us a visit. You can come watch action without the delay. Try your hand at our high hand. Going until midnight. Every 30 minutes, we're giving away $400. That hand, Eric with 9 tray of clubs, raising here under the gun, $80. Looks like it was straddled. Scott makes the call. Trey with a pocket pair, he is in there out of the big blind. Pocket deuces, 3 players. Everybody's getting a feel, seeing that Eric's playing pretty loose right now. Scott flops a pair of 8s. Eric getting the C-bet together. $180 and a $250. Not going to be surprised if Scott makes the call here. Likes to fold. Trey's right behind. Eric taking it down.